so her foot present maybe in this position, but I'm able to range her because she has physical therapy, and she's able to be ranged to neutral. All right. So you explain. So I would explain to the patient that we're going to be fitting. This is your ankle foot orthosis, and today I'm going to try it on you and make some final adjustments so that we can try it on you. Okay. So you want to put her to make sure first, and I check there is no sharp. Everything is smooth inside. Make sure you're not going to hurt your patient. This is nice.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Yeah, great. So what am I looking for first? What I look first is I look from this view and I check to see, and you can come over and see, I check to see how much room I have on each side of the malleoli right here. So if there is any touching, I need to mark it. For example, if this is very well done. If it's really nice and controlled, guys come on and see the good job Brittany did. So it's nice and controlled. Yeah, it's really nice. It's nice and controlled. It's it's really good. So I check that first, and there is no. If it was like this pinching something, then I will make a little mark, so then I can adjust it. So the second thing I check is I have her bend the knee, and I sit on the floor. And you can also have her on the bench higher and have her like a little stand, so you don't have to sit on the floor. Because we don't have that. So what I want to look also when she's in. Who is talking? When she's in this position, I want to see same thing. How does the foot present, and it looks nice. Now what I want to check is the height. So what do I look for in the height?
Inch and a half below
Fibula head, or 3/4 below. So basically, this is exactly what the book, you need to know that for the book. What I do when it's a patient, I put basically 2 fingers below the neck. That looks good. But, you can measure, of course. I'm just showing you. What you want to look at the contour of a calf. See when the calf start to go back up a little bit, they usually go right at this apex. So it looks really nice right there. And you want to make sure that you can bend the knee. Some patients are going to be have a very large upper thigh, and you might be touching there, so you might have to make some adjustment. You want to think of that. That she has full range of motion without touching the thigh. So that looks good. Next, we look at the opening. And what you want to see is, remember, I forgot who was talking about that, but usually it's what, 2.5 inch? That's what I was telling you. You see how this side right here is wrapping around? It will be a little bit better. We see how she walks. Like when she walks, she might have some external toe. We might need to trim a little. We'll see about that. So next, I want to look at it's page 59, I think. I want to look at the distal trim line on the foot plate. So what did we decide we were going to do? If she has CP, what am I going to want to do? Cerebral palsy. What kind of trim line do we do with someone who has cerebral palsy?
Behind
the sulcus, we can. Remember, if they present with a very high echinovarus position, so let's say she goes like that, so we're going to have to make sure we control it down. So we might have to add an extra strap or have to do an SMO, supramalleolar orthosis, like an inner shell, if the foot is really tight. But let's say she has a flaccid she presents with a flaccid foot, and it's not this issue right there. What I want to see, if I do a sulcus trim, which is what I was asking you guys, if some of you has a full toe plate, we can, but what happens when we have a full toe plate with a rigid ankle? Huh? You can't roll over, so what do we have to do? Yeah, so we have to modify the shoe and all that stuff. So here, when you do the trim line at the sulcus, you have flexion at that joint. So, all right. So what I want to see is make sure you don't hurt your patient, and she's helping. But so you want to see here, it could be a little bit higher, but that's not bad at all. Right here, we might want to just trim a little bit. So you mark it with your Sharpie. Make sure you don't write on the skin. And then right there, do you see how the base of the fifth, you don't want, I'm sorry, the head of the fifth, you don't want to be cutting right across. See like right there? You guys want to fit, someone want to check? Put some gloves on. Let's see, it's a little bit right across the bone. So ideally, I will make a small trim line right below that. So we clear the head of the fifth. Then that looks good. Someone has a strap who is not attached? Thank you. So where are we going to put the shape? Where are we going to put the rivets? You guys rivet last week, right? I heard you forward this now.
Yep, shape.
So where we put the shape medial. We would put it lateral in what case?
They didn't have use of
Right hand.
Yeah, for example, if they have to use, if they're paralyzed and had a stroke and they can't use their right hand, then it would be easier. Go ahead and reach. It would be easier to reach this way than to have to go all the way like that to close. Okay? Now another thing, how do we put the Velcro? Do we put this facing out? Do we put it facing down? How do we? What do you guys think? How do we put the soft? Do we put the hook here? Or do we put the pile?
Facing out.
Loops on the outside.
Are we gonna? Okay.
That's what
The loop on the facing this
Go
way.
like that.
No, that's the only way.
Loop on the
Who's seeing that? Raise your hand if you sing that.
I'm still trying to figure out what we're talking about.
Are we placing the strap this
side
way
is supposed to be
or
that
this way?
Other way.
Other way.
Other way.
I
Other
thought
way.
it was the other one.
Wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought
Think
it was
about
the-
any
That
other
one.
strap that you
Yes,
have on your
please.
shoe.
Facing away from the patient or toward the
Facing
patient
away.
with the hook?
Oh.
Facing away.
I don't know what you're asking.
Okay.
Well,
Here, the